Hi, Jason Pilgrim here from the Profitable Practice podcast, where we help allied health professionals just like you empower and inspire the lives of so many more people by building bigger and better businesses. Let's go and get stuck in right now. Okay, so let's get started. Pete, again, thanks very much for joining us today. And we're going to start with some probably what you're going to think is really simple questions that people get wrong all the time. But for those that don't know a lot about you, you've got an Amazon best-selling book, Why Most Websites Suck, which I think is absolutely ingenious topic. Let's be completely honest, and it's a great title. But there is actually a bit of a story behind this as to how the book actually, not so much how it came about, but the actual title itself. So maybe just let us in on a little few secrets.
Yeah, so this is actually really helpful with regards to a lot of stuff when you think about who you're marketing to. And when I was coming up with a title for the book had a title from the early days which got thrown out the window later on, and it was going to be Why Your Website Sucks. But then one of my book mentors kind of took that and he said, okay, I love it, it's hard hitting, it's really confronting, but there's one problem. You're saying the book is called Why Your Website Sucks. If you get that as a Christmas gift, someone hands it to you, they're telling you your website sucks.
Absolutely, yeah.
But for most people, they're not willing to admit that their website sucks. It's, when you think about...
Well, they certainly don't want to be told by a family member at Christmas, do they?
Hell no,
yeah.
Right?
Happy holidays.
And speaking of family, it's like if I say something negative about my own family, and we all do this, that's fine. But don't you dare say something negative about my mum. Like,
absolutely,
we're not going to be friends later, but I can say...
But your mum's a lovely lady, Pete, as well, so I will just put that in there. Okay?
And I know she'll be listening to this.
So. Fantastic.
G'day, Mum. Yeah. So the point is, he's like, you don't want to put the book in someone's hands and say, why your websites suck. You want to have the title to be a bit softer, and what we came up with was Why Most Websites Suck. Because if you hand that to someone, they then look at the title and goes, yeah, just like my website, right? So they're admitting straight away that that's what's going on, but you're not bluntly putting it in their face.
It's not the personal sledge that,
Exactly.
The wet fish across the face,
It's not the personal sledge.
Yeah, lovely. Wonderful. Well, there you go. So I guess that leads me into, let's start having a look at some common mistakes.
Yes.
We all have them.
Yep.
You could hand me your book right now and we could sit there and critique my company websites and my own website, etc. But what are some of probably the first couple of common mistakes that you see all the time from business owners? Obviously, I myself, I'm in the health industry, so specifically to health, if we can start with it, but it's probably more of a general question. What are the common mistakes? Because let's be honest, we pretty much go and buy templates. And we plug and play and we go, well, that's a cheap way. I'll just throw some generic pictures in and make a website and that'll do type approach. And that's probably the worst thing. Is that?
Yeah, look, I'll give you the biggest mistake first
Perfect.
off. And I'll tell you a story, first of all, to kind of frame this. And the story's pretty short. It's called the 1980s.
That was a great decade, though.
Yeah.
I will put that forward.
Can you remember some of the photos of you from the 1980s?
I
imagine you were very young. You're barely born.
Yeah, I'm 82, so yeah, I don't remember much of it, but...
Do you remember some of the clothes that you wore?
I probably don't really want to remember them, yeah.
So my point is...
Or the hairstyles that the ladies had with the perms and the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point is, just because you think it looks good, doesn't mean it looks good.
Absolutely.
And it is the biggest mistake everyone makes with their website. They think that either they think it looks good is number one, or number two, they go, well, everyone else does it this way. Well, that's the entire point. The people that are making money online, it's such a small sliver of the best that actually make the bulk of money online. And that's because they know the secrets behind what shifts people into a buying decision or into a decision to take that next step of action with you when they come to your website. People always say to me, I just want a website so it's an online brochure. It's like, what a load of crap. at the end of the day, if people are going to go to your website, they're going to make decisions about who you are. And we make decisions about everything and other people. We judge other people all the time. You know, I'm literally sitting here doing this in like jeans and a tracksuit top, and it's bloody cold here in Sydney. But the fact is, if I walk out on the street, people aren't going to look at me and go, that guy must be a website expert. He's wearing a bloody grey hoodie. I mean, he's just as likely to go and steal my VCR as he is to help me with my website. You know what I mean?
Well, there is a big screen TV here.
I know, I just had my eye on that. So people are going to make judgments on who you are based on what you put forward, but your website is the greatest opportunity for you to take that first step in building a relationship with your customer.
Absolutely.
Because you need to take that person from a website visitor, I don't know you, to I want to make some sort of transaction with you.
Yep.
And how are you going to build that bridge from one side to the other? And the mistake that most people make is they don't see how important that impression is on their guests.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think it probably really resonates a lot with me in regards to Seth Godin. He talks about the purple cow. Of course. He says, you know, like if you're driving along in the car and you look across in the paddock and there's a whole lot of black and white, you know, dairy cows there, etc., you don't even take a second glance.
No.
But what if you actually drove along and you looked sideways and you saw a purple? Everything that was black and white is now purple and white. You'd dead set realise, you'd stop, you'd pull over, you'd take pictures, you'd talk about it. You'd be like a raving fan for that cow, which, let's be completely honest, is your business. So first and foremost, what is it that you're doing on your business website that is different, that stands out? And the other thing I really think about as well is we know that most people take 5 to 7 inferences within your brand. Like they have to see you, have touch points, they want to see websites, Facebook's a brand, a brochure, they want to talk to you, they want to hear it from someone else with a testimonial 5 to 7 times before they're ready to make that buying decision. And if one of the first ones they do in today's society is websites, because it's so easy and convenient,
of course,
and you present something that you like, it's great, mum likes it type of thing, but it just doesn't cut, and it's not professional, and it's not what it needs, what it's going to be about them and how it's going to help them, etc. And we'll no doubt go into that later, but it has to be about what their buying decision and how it's going to help them. It's got to talk to them with their language. It can't be just about, hey, I'm a rock star and I put this up because it was quick and cheap and I just wanted an online presence.
Yeah. And look, you've got to keep in mind as well that most people, when they talk about their website, most people when they come to me and they say, what strategies do I need to do with my website? What's my next step? And they start talking about things like meta tags and blog posting and integrating with social platforms. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Let's have a look at your website first. Have you got the fundamentals in place? And for 98% of clients that I see, I can look at their website and go, that is a piece of crap. And
that's why they're one of the websites that suck, as the book says.
Correct. That's why it's so popular.
So what would be 3 or 4 things, just straight off the top of your head, that those 98% of people get wrong? What are the things that you most of the time, you open up a website and you sit to yourself, you swallow and go, oh dear God, this is horrible.
Yeah, that happens a lot, obviously. So how about I'll give you a couple of those, and then maybe we can expand on these in other podcast episodes, whatever we do. Okay, so the first one is they don't answer the 3 golden questions that you need to answer.
Good. So I've got my pen.
On the website. I'm not going to tell you them yet. You're going to have to wait for another episode for that. They don't answer the 3 golden questions. Number 2 is they forget that on their website, they don't answer the questions that they would want answered as a website visitor on someone else's website. So most of the answers here actually lie within. So all I need to ask you to do is, and we haven't prepped for this or anything, but if I said to you, what are the few biggest things you hate about websites? What are some of your pet peeves when you go to websites?
For me personally, it's probably it's too busy. There's too much there. I'm looking going, I don't know where to look. I don't know where to click. It's just holy.
I don't know where to find stuff.
Absolutely. I'm confused.
Confused.
What are they trying to get me to do? What am I meant to be seeing,
what am I
doing,
supposed
engaging?
To be doing? Great. What else?
I came here for some health-based stuff and I'm doing this, that, all over the place.
What else don't you like?
Visually, it just doesn't look good, and you just sit there and go, it's cheap and nasty, or hey, those 2 pictures there that they're representing their company by Google images. I saw them the other day on blah, blah, blah.
So it's not a reflection of the business.
Not a reflection of them. And I sit there and go, these guys it just looks pretty medieval. It looks pretty old hat. It's not really there.
What else?
Well, it's a good question. You have got me off guard.
What about things like how long a page takes to load?
Yeah, page loading speed would be another big one. Even just having too much at the top, as in there's 25
complex
different
navigation.
Yeah, you sit there and go, hang on, but there's pictures, but then there's moving pictures, but then there's videos, but then and it's like, case studies and testimonials. Like, it's just, I don't know where to click, I don't know what to do, and therefore I'm just going to go back or hit the X and close down the window and move on because it's just all too hard.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's put this all in one place. And if I said to you, how long is the shortest period of time you've ever opened a website and you've clicked away because you've gone, nah, can't do it, not interested?
Probably a couple of seconds.
I'd probably
say 2 seconds.
Okay, 2 seconds. So what you've just told me, in effect, and what you've told everyone that's going to listen to this, is that you have 2 seconds
to make a buying decision based on what they put in front of me.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Head explodes, right?
Absolutely.
Head explodes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've said.
But I won't tell you the story about how you asked about the website being up. I've got a few stories about people that have inappropriate websites have been up and they've gone, well, that would have been less than 2 seconds for those guys. But
edit here. Okay, so let's have a chat in some of our future discussions about what we can do to avoid that stuff. But right now, I feel like we've painted a good enough picture for people to go, oh crap, yeah, I do that on my website and I didn't even realise it.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. That is perfect. It's a really good opener for us to be able to work through so much complexity in and around the website. Yet it's so simple and so easy, which we're going to be able to explore in other episodes. So, mate, thank you very much for starting to scare us on why most of our websites suck. And
most, not all.
Most. Well, we haven't looked at mine yet, so that's actually a good thing. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope here. But, mate, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. And it's going to be some absolute gold coming on from here.
No props.
Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.